So I'm Cyril Abiteboul, CEO and team principal of Caterham F1. We are Monday, back from Barcelona. Very busy weekend, very busy race. After Bahrain, when we started to introduce the first part for the season, after having raced the car in hybrid configuration, we started to see the benefit of that in Bahrain, clearly, with Charles securing the best ever pace since the Caterham F1 team is existing. We were off to Barcelona with the introduction of the other 50% of the package for the first part of the season. And it's been difficult. It's not been easy because we are a young team, we are a small team, and having to digest and set up properly so many new parts is not something that is straightforward. In particular, we did not make our life easy with a couple of small issues in the different sessions, and obviously this sort of things that you don't want to happen. A curse not working, an oil leak into FP2, the rain also in FP1 that were not allowing to properly measure the aerodynamics. All these sort of things made our life a little bit difficult, and as we were progressing into the weekend, we were not totally sure of how to set up, how to balance the car. Despite that, I think that we've seen that the qualifying maybe was not perfect, but that the two cars in the race, in race conditions, were quite impressive in terms of pace. Clearly, Guido had a very good start, strong start. He managed to keep the two Williams behind him. He was almost in the same pace as Button ahead of him, which was really, really good to see. Clearly, a first time again for Caterham. Unfortunately, he had this issue in second pit stop. We are still unsure of what has happened because the well nut, the faulty well nut, is still missing as we speak. We're trying to find it to try and understand. So it meant obviously the end of the race for him, but honestly, I've exchanged a little bit with him afterwards, and he was really, really happy. Not happy with the result, but happy by the trend that the team is taking, which is really positive from his perspective. On his side, Charles had a more difficult start. Did not manage to do the sort of overtaking that he's been doing in the previous races, but still he managed, thanks to a good strategy, a bit more aggressive than usual, to keep the two Marussia behind and almost overtake one of the two Williams at the end, making at least 3 or 4 attacks. Obviously, he had to manage the tires, but so there was a little bit of negotiation on the pit wall in order to know when we will ask him to try and overtake the Williams of Bottas. But eventually, actually, he started to do that without our instruction, which is good. He's a race driver. So that was also positive for him. Obviously, the bit frustrating is that we are still in 17th in the standing in terms of race finish. But I think that does not tell the whole story. And if you look at lap times in particular, it's clearly positive for the two drivers. But we have issues, as I said, we have difficulties. So it's a very busy time here at the factory for this week, before we head to Monaco. We have an aero test that hopefully is going to allow us to understand a bit better how the new parts are behaving and interacting, potentially correct one of the issues that we have on the rear of the car that's also affecting the balance and therefore the front of the car, in order to extract the maximum performance in Monaco. That is another race that we anticipate.